Welcome back. This is a continuation of our AP classes look at the initial bank account class. It's AP classes, initial AP class. It's kind of funny to say my brain got twisted on it very for a second. We are going to be looking at how to move this from our brainstorm sheet into we use the Eclipse software for our class. So if you're looking at this from another course or another instructor, they might use some different, maybe BlueJ or another platform. But we're going to look at it to an Eclipse platform. And we're going to move our thoughts into this and get our Java doc, our Java documentation is really the full way of saying we just call it Java doc. We're going to get our Java doc implemented for it. And then I'm going to code a little, but my students are going to be required to complete the remainder of all of this for a course assignment. So maybe your instructor will be using the same thing. All right. So what we'll see already, what I've done already, just to give you a heads up, here's the material from part 1's video. And then over to the left in Eclipse, I've already created my project. And inside there I have my two classes that I've already created. One is the bank account, which is what we're playing with. And the other is the bank account tester class. I want to make sure that it actually runs and works and everything fulfills itself as it's supposed to. So those are the two things we're going to be creating. So as a coder, I can verify that my code works. I can show off my tester class and say, look, I've tested everything and it works great. And that way I can go ahead and publish my code and turn it in. You're publishing for my classes, turning it in to me so I can take a look at it myself. All right. So what you see here right now is I've already launched up the bank account class, not the tester. You can see bank account. The tester's there. I want the bank account. All right. So in here, inside the class, we are going to create the area where we have the private data is first. So the instance variables. In this case, there are two. One's a double balance. And the other is the account number, which is a string. We'll then do the constructors. So just moving, again, what we do is we just take from our brainstorm sheet in order, going right across the sheet, just throw them in here. Our first constructor is going to be the bank account with both items in it. So we'll have that as public. It's called bank account. And then it takes both items. So we'll have the string account. Well, we have to call it account number. I have to call it different from what's up there, of course. I could spell it out or I could just write it in. And then I have a double deposit, the initial balance, and then just open the brace, close, and just puts it all through. We'll implement that in a little bit. And then I need the one with just the bank account number. So you can see as I type, and you're typing along, filling this out, I'm going to keep the same variable. It's not a big deal. All right. Using the arrow keys, I just move and it allows me to shift. I'm on a split screen, so you don't have a split screen, probably as narrow as mine. Unfortunately, I'm working on a really small laptop. So my real estate, if I had two screens, that would be awesome. But I'm recording this, so I had to put it all in this little tiny space. And we'll come back and we're going to open this up then a little bit so you can see it. So why don't I pause the video? No, I won't pause. I'm just going to keep going. I'll show you the first couple and then I'll pause. So then in this part we have the methods and the purposes that this thing do. The methods, I like to just keep it simple. And then in here we have the deposit. So we said, if we remember over here in where's my mouse? My mouse is disappearing. Okay, found the mouse back. Sorry about that little edit there. We've got over here to the side, we've got the deposit amount. You can see it was a void. So we marked all those with the different refers. So when we go over here to type these in, just to get them in here, I put the voice mouse back over here, the void, and it's public. Almost forgot. public void, and then deposit is the actual. And then yes, it's going to get an amount, so double amount. And just start it up. And we'll come back and we'll fill all these later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, and I'm just going to have you go ahead and do this on your own. I'm going to pause the video, so you're going to need to pause the video or else you're going to catch me as I keep going. And then I'm going to have all of these typed in, not the yellow ones. Again, any of these here with the grays, we're going to have them typed in, ready to fly. All right, see you back in, well, when you're done typing. Okay, welcome back. You'll notice that my screen obviously has changed. I've gotten rid of my brainstorm sheet, and what I've done is I've organized my Eclipse window so you can see both the tester over here on the left side, which is still empty, and the bank account class that I've now put everything in. I haven't implemented anything. All right, you're going to be, my students are going to be actually in charge of implementing here some of the things, so you can see that I've at least put them in. These errors are because I haven't implemented any return command. So if your editor is a little different, or you're not working in an editor, you're working straight in like a DOS prompt or a text editing Java compiler, you'll know that you'll have these pieces don't give you these automatic errors because of that fact. All right, but over here to the side, here are all the pieces of information that are in the bank account class that we brainstormed. We have the two private pieces of information that are being stored. We'll add to that in a moment, actually, because we have to talk about one of these things called get register, which is going to be implemented for some of my advanced students. And then the bank account are the two constructors, and we have all the methods. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look over here. Now, before we get started coding anything, it's always important that you apply your comments. Now, before you code, you need to understand what it is you're going to code. So if you're able to complete the Java doc documentation for each of these methods, there's a good chance that you're able to code it if you fully understand what each method is going to do. All right. So when it comes to the constructors, all right, obviously with the constructor piece, it's pretty straightforward. But to get the Java docs ready to go, so what we're going to do is we start it with a /*, or there. All right. And you'll notice that it automatically in Eclipse puts in some information for us. So the first thing is the constructor. Well, it's a constructor. There's nothing to comment. It just creates an instance. Creates an instance of the class. All right, nothing much going on here. We have parameters. All right, it's because it sees that there are two parameters here already. It already filled that in for me. So all I have to do then is put behind it a comment based on what that parameter is, and that's going to be the account number assigned by the bank. All right, and the parameter deposit is going to be the initial deposit to open the account. That's all. All right, so that was actually fairly simple. All right. Again, we're using the Eclipse software, and so I'll put a little space in here between, and I'll start it again. So if I do my /*, hit enter, the computer will automatically, for my Eclipse software, automatically grabs what it sees, and now will allow you to do the rest. So the first line is going to be what is the comment? What does this thing do? So again, this is the other constructor. So it creates an instance of the class with no initial deposit. And that was the other option we gave, right? In case a bank decided they said that was okay. And account number, same thing I wrote up top. The account number assigned by the bank. All right. And we're going to do the same thing for each of these. All right. So you might be like, interesting. All right. So I'm going to do 2, and then I'm going to let you try to do the rest, and then I'll unpause, and you unpause, and then you'll see me have all filled in. All right. So down here for methods. All right. So we'll do the first one, deposit. So /*, enter. Okay. Grabs it as a parameter. All right. You say, well, it makes a deposit. So this is going to actually put money into the balance of the account. and amount is the amount being deposited. It's not that terribly complex. Deposited. All right, and the other one I'm going to do is I'm going to do one of these returns so you can see something else. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to jump down here and do this one. So I'll get balance. Now notice on this one, the Java doc doesn't have anything in parentheses, and you'll see it does @return. All right. So again, what does it do? It says allows it shows the balance of the account. That's all it does. So it's going to give it back. It's going to feed that back to you. And the return value is going to be the balance of the account. That's all. All right. I'm going to pause and I'll fill in the rest, and then I'll let you double check what you do. So I'd like you to complete the rest. If you don't understand the get register one, because obviously there's some missing pieces to that in this puzzle, again, that's for my advanced students. That's okay. You'll see me have it filled in. All right. Go ahead and get that completed. All right, welcome back. We're going to wrap up part 2 of the series here by looking at what I've typed in. Again, please don't use my words. So these are just so I understand it. Again, as the coder, you need to be able to fully understand and communicate what's going on. And I might have some typos in here that are maybe not so good. But in any case, so as we look down here, you'll notice I've saved the file. So you'll see a few things going on in Eclipse that might be different than what you're looking at if you pause this at any moment. The void deposit, there it is, void withdrawal, get balance, I already did, get register. So what get register will return a transaction register so basically it's returning the statement. You can kind of think of it as a statement file, but it allows me to see a line by line register, and that's what I'm going to have some of my advanced, that's the challenge for my advanced students in the course. Not the first year coders, but the second year coders. That's going to be their challenge in part 3 of the series. Then we're going to have the get account number. You can still see all these still marked red, and the toString. There was no @param or @return for this because there is none. I didn't write it in there yet. I need to put in public string toString. So if that's the case and you forget to do that, then you'll notice it doesn't automatically put it in. So the question I always like to show is that yes, you can add to it. So as you edit this, it's not set in stone. So what you do is you just say all right, return, and you can see it gives you different options when you do the so you can see the different things, and it would also gather different pieces of information. So I'm just going to @return, and then in here it's going to return the working state, the current state of the object. Again, the current state of the object is just a recording, a nice little printout message of the current values of the private data. We use that for debugging as we go through. We usually do not let the toString method be totally available to the public because we don't really want them to know exactly what's going on, but we can leave it in there for anybody that's going to use our code later on. All right, so we're wrapping this up. So please make sure you have your Java docs in here for part 2 is now complete. And in part 3 of the video, we're going to get you on your way with the coding part now. And I'm going to give you the entire bank account tester, well, not the entire, but majority of it, as well as get you started with what it is to clean these errors up. So you can see I'm getting all these red X's now through my pretty little code. All right, that's because I saved it so I wouldn't lose the file. And the Eclipse now says, hey, you got to come back and fix that. So that's just an alert system that Eclipse has built into the software. So don't be alarmed. We're going to cover that in part 3 of the video series. All right. Until then, all right, make sure you're ready to go, and good luck.